Hello and welcome back to Rivertown. And today we are working in several things. So first and foremost, we will take a look at our education because with the increase of the population since the last update, we are now in dire need of more elementary school, high school, college, university, you name it, every single thing we need it. So one of the things that I want to do, especially in areas like this one, I want to replace like these buildings with three of the urban elementary school. The reason why is because this takes up to 1500. We have more in here because I removed the mod for the school rebalance that we were getting 3000 instead of 1500 in there. So I want to remove it. So we will replace 1500 with, you say 1500? No, 2000 because we can do an update in this. And then we can put three buildings on the same space and that will give us actually 6000 capacity instead of 1500. So I'll take a look at areas where we have high density or mid density, like this area, this area, this area, almost everywhere. Like look at this would be an awesome place for this. And where we have just low density, like in here or even here, I will leave this as it is at the moment. So I'll stay there, will still fit in the landscape, but in here, like this will need to be replaced. This will give us a lot more capacity. I'll do the same thing with the high school, because high school is almost the same deal. We have this building and it's basically the same space as, I don't remember how many. And we could do 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings the same size in there. So we basically go to, I think it's 1200 this building. And at the moment we have 1200, but then we have 3 buildings on that same size in there, 3 or 4 buildings. So that will also help us quite a lot in that sense. And 2 more things that we need. We need more trains. So we don't have enough vehicles in here. We need 2 more vehicles on this line. And I believe the other line is also missing some vehicles. So we need a new train depot for that. And finally, one of the other things that I want to do that we haven't done yet is basically building a power plant. We don't have anything in here. I've unlocked every single building in here. Looking at what we need and efficiency, we need almost 400 megawatts and we are still getting more and more people into the city. So we need a little bit more than that. Looking at the space they occupy and how much we need, I'm feeling like the nuclear power plant would be the best use for us. I tried the hydroelectric power plants in here. I can't find a place where this would make sense or this would give us enough power to make sure that we have enough. So everywhere I look, it's pretty finicky as well on the area that we need. It needs to be like a higher area. What I thought about was putting it over here, and this would give us 12, even less than 12 megawatts, which is not even close to what we need. So I gave up on that idea and I'm definitely going with something like, or the nuclear power plant. Solar power plant could be good, but I don't think it will reach even half of what we need, especially if there is not much sun. The other one was the geothermal power plant. Also, maximum output is half of what we need. And obviously we have like all the wind turbines, but the output is very, very low. So I'm thinking about the nuclear power plants and somewhere around here, which is where we have this train line and might be a good place for all of this infrastructure, to be honest. We've put depot sorting facility in here, recycling center. I might do another sorting facility on this side as well. If I'm doing the depot in there, I might do a cargo station as well, and that'll be closer to the power plants. So I think that all will work for us. So without any further ado, let me jump into it and start building all of this because there is plenty today.
listening to Second Moon, the station for the cultural sophisticate who doesn't fear extending their ears to the more challenging sphere of the classical genre. Let us move now from the musical page to the literary. Here we have some perfectly anguishing correspondence from a listener. My dear Professor Hornbuckle, whereas I make no apology for my erudite, modesty demands that I prevaricate against the title. I am but a humble devotee of the form, and all my expertise derives merely from a life devoted to the gentle arts. Though I do thank you for the honor. But I digest. To continue. Professor Hornbuckle, as a traveler from my homeland, I long to hear a tune that speaks to the anguish of my road-weary soul. There now, my good fellow, chin up, as it were. No need to wallow in sentiment. Leave that to those poet chaps, eh? Here's a tune just for you, and I do hope it provides your aching spirit some modest desolation.
And on to our main feature story. The commercial district is booming as the area is attracting more high-end stores, bringing the latest in luxury to our neighborhood. You can now shop for designer shoes while sipping a fancy local Jarva mate, or so my wife tells me. That's good for business and good for the community.
Thanks, Jim. We'll be back after this.
Local stargazers are in for a real treat tonight as the aurora borealis is expected to light up the night sky.
That's right, Jim. Don't forget to look up this evening. It promises to be quite a sight.
Local authorities are urging the public to conserve water and reduce the burden on the city during this water shortage. Consider installing a low flush toilet, cut back on watering the lawn, and shower with a friend whenever possible. This has been a local public service announcement. A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive, and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This has been a local public service announcement.
This is Second Moon with J. Thomas Hornbuckle. Before we dive into our next selection, I'd like to take a few memento moris to elaborate on the formal structure of the symphonic work. For our newer, less able listeners, first, we will be dancing through the al dente section before entering the slower largo movement, finally, then savoring the vivacious antipasto movement. So, without further ado, let's raise the curtain and begin.
We're live, and we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
Road maintenance services have already been dispatched, and traffic flow should return to normal. But if you're planning a quick trip out, you might want to wait a little while until everything clears up.
If you're in it, you already know about it. No use reminding you. Meanwhile, expect delays and drive safe. And on to our main feature story. The commercial district is booming as the area is attracting more high-end stores, bringing the latest in luxury to our neighborhood. You can now shop for designer shoes while sipping a fancy local Jarva mate, or so my wife tells me. That's good for business and good for the community.
Thanks, Jim. We'll be back after this.
How delightful. Another letter from our erstwhile listeners. What's up, honey? Me and my sister love you. Oh, that's nice. Y'all got clarinets and violins, but you got something most music these days ain't. Let me guess. Lineage traced back to the great Haydn himself? Let's see here. Y'all got soul. Oh, yes, soul. A raison d'etre? Delicious. My sisters say whoever you got playing the keys got more funk in his pinky. But I told her that ain't funk. That's classical. Yes, indeed. That must be most exacerbating. Classical music has been known since the time of the early explorers. Funk, by contrast, is an entirely modern conceit, and you'll find none of that here. Funk, as they say, is for the lay person. Now, let's hear another one of those soulful cants.
We're live, and we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
Road maintenance services have already been dispatched, and traffic flow should return to normal. But if you're planning a quick trip out, you might want to wait a little while until everything clears up.
If you're in it, you already know about it. No use reminding you. Meanwhile, expect delays and drive safe.
The leader of the City Services Division is with us in the studio today to talk about why they're contracting with outside agencies to provide vital services for our residents. Isn't that going to be costly, Mr. Councilman?
Oh, well, quite frankly, yes. It is an additional expense, but the residents have come to expect a certain level of services, and we simply do not have the capacity to provide them within the city.
Sounds like we're the ones who will end up paying for it. Should we be worried?
I expect the residents would be more distressed if key services became unavailable. Their quality of life is very important to them.
But so is their money. We'll be back after this.
A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive, and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This has been a local public service announcement. A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive, and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This has been a local public service announcement.
What kind of future does music have if it doesn't look to its past? Well, I say the question speaks for itself. Here on Second Moon, we know you can't move forward unless you keep both eyes steadily trained on what's behind you.
We're live, and we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
Road maintenance services have already been dispatched, and traffic flow should return to normal. But if you're planning a quick trip out, you might want to wait a little while until everything clears up.
If you're in it, you already know about it. No use reminding you. Meanwhile, expect delays and drive safe. This just in from traffic. If you're thinking about hitting the streets, you can expect delays on the major roads, especially during rush hour.
Good to know, Jim. Seems like everyone is in a hurry to get somewhere fast. It's worth slowing down. And if you can, plan your trip outside the rush.
Oh, I don't know. I'd rather wait an hour in traffic than to have to start thinking about everything all the time. Besides, if I did that, I'd never get anywhere.
driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This has been a local public service announcement.
What kind of future does music have if it doesn't look to its past? Well, I say the question speaks for itself. Here on Second Moon, we know you can't move forward unless you keep both eyes steadily trained on what's behind you.
This just in from traffic. If you're thinking about hitting the streets, you can expect delays on the major roads, especially during rush hour.
Good to know, Jim. Seems like everyone is in a hurry to get somewhere fast. It's worth slowing down. And if you can, plan your trip outside the rush.
Oh, I don't know. I'd rather wait an hour in traffic than to have to start thinking about everything all the time. Besides, if I did that, I'd never get anywhere. And on to our main feature story. The commercial district is booming as the area is attracting more high-end stores, bringing the latest in luxury to our neighborhood. You can now shop for designer shoes while sipping a fancy local Jarva mate, or so my wife tells me. That's good for business and good for the community.
Thanks, Jim. We'll be back after this.
A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive, and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This has been a local public service announcement.
Second Moon Radio with your host, J. Thomas Hornbuckle. Tune in tomorrow for a second chance to hear the music of yesteryear.
And on to our main feature story. The commercial district is booming as the area is attracting more high-end stores, bringing the latest in luxury to our neighborhood. You can now shop for designer shoes while sipping a fancy local Jarva mate, or so my wife tells me. That's good for business and good for the community.
Thanks, Jim. We'll be back after this.
We're live, and we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
Road maintenance services have already been dispatched, and traffic flow should return to normal. But if you're planning a quick trip out, you might want to wait a little while until everything clears up.
If you're in it, you already know about it. No use reminding you. Meanwhile, expect delays and drive safe.
All right, and after some time, we are back with a lot more things here than I initially planned, but that is a good reason for that. So while all of this was happening, I was building, and the city was still growing. A lot of people were still moving in. So I needed more power. I need more sewage. I need more water. I need more education. So there was a lot being needed for the city. So I was working as that was happening. But let's walk through the major changes in here. So power-wise, this is the only nuclear power plant that I did and the only power plant that I did. So now we are, let me show you this, producing 448 megawatts. And actually, we are producing 863 megawatts and we are consuming 448 megawatts. Now, my question is this 863 megawatts? Oh, it's because our efficiency is 115% because employee happiness is up. So there we go. I was like, why are we producing more energy? That is the reason. We are using half the availability and we are selling everything else, which is giving us some money as well, keeping us in the positive trend over there. That's good for water. What I've done, I've added 2 wastewater treatment plants in here. Both of them have one advanced filtering system to give us more fresh water back and one increased processing capacity for the facility. So more fresh water and more capacity for both facilities in there. Now we are pretty good in terms of sewage and water availability. So no issues in there. Could even sell the excess. I just don't know if we have any tiles connecting to the... We don't have it in here. What we could do is actually sell the excess water in there. I'll connect these over here and then I'll basically just go straight there and connect this. This will hopefully give us a little bit more money. And there we go, exporting, water trade. They should give us a slightly more amount of money in there. Now, built our rail yarn in here and doing well, producing or providing the trains that we were in need. Added another crematorium over here. No big issue, but just making sure that we have all this area covered as well. A small post office in here, which we're using all the vehicles, and a small police station because, you know, kind of industrial area in here. It's usually a good idea to add a police station. Another sorting facility. This, for some reason, just worked properly when I restart the game. So next time that we load it, this should help, or this should give us a better functioning mail for us. The idea is to try to bring it close to the orange side in here. So we'll see how that goes. As we hear, there is also a small radio mast for internet in this area, more than enough, and featuring internet for everyone in here as well. So no big issues, and a recycling center just to help with the garbage collection closer to this area, which it is doing. At the moment, if we look at this, we are good in terms of processing status. So happy with this working as intended. Now, I've done this grain farm in here, and the main reason for that is just because we had this wall space in here and I wanted something in here. Can do another one in here, not sure yet if we do it, just to show you how we are doing in terms of production. So livestock is positive and grain is actually the negative in there. That's the reason why I've decided to go with this one. So this hopefully will help us. Also, then this junction in here, what I'm basically doing, the terrain goes up in there, and I can show you how that's looking like. Oh, by the way, I did add fertility here myself, so full transparency in there. So as you can see, terrain goes up, so I'm using that in our favor. So basically what I'm doing is connection out, connection in, connection out, connecting to this road, and connection into the highway in there as well. So feeding the traffic through this area. So did some manual junction in here, create these nice intersections, use traffic to actually give you the right lanes in there, all working as intended. So pretty happy with this. Now, education. Oh, before that, I also added one of the new small train lines in here, train station in here, and move the line all the way through this. So we have usage, 7 people waiting there, and I'm considering that this would be one of the main areas for people to reach the university, which we have quite a lot. So looking at this, now I'll show you how we are at the moment. Elementary school, much better. High school, much better. University was better, not anymore. We were on the green when I put this, but we are already on the red there. And college is really bad, I would say. I haven't done any new college. We may do another college around this area later on, but I haven't actually expanded other than doing what I told you I was gonna do. And these buildings, I think the main change was around this area over here, where I replaced one. I forgot to add some detailing on this side, but I replaced one high school with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there. I also put a road under this in here because I thought this was pretty cool to do. So that's what I've done. So for the detailing in here, I'm using this one. I don't know if I can use, this is unfortunately too large, very large. Is there anything else that I can fit in there that would look cool? Could do a couple of dog parks on this side. There you go. Just to add something in there. But then all this area, everywhere where we had these buildings, like in here, added 3. I could move it and try to spread them out a little bit, but I thought like we had this area before, would be, in theory, in your city, would be smarter to do this because you're using the same space. And also notice that we have a high school in here that we may be able to change. What's the size of the college if I try to replace it? It's actually the same size. What I'll do then, I will replace this with a college. I think that'll be more important in here. The library is another building. And then looking at capacity, we may need more high schools. Is there any building that I can upgrade here? No, all of them done, but I can definitely add a second building in here. High school, let me just take a quick look. No high school in this area, so makes sense. We have another one, maybe next to this crematorium in here, and add something to improve their well-being and outdoor recreation. All right, and then we are a little bit better with capacity. Except university, we still need to add more universities around, and this will still be happening throughout the time. We've been growing quite a lot in terms of people as well. I've added 2 new buildings, signature buildings. Hello Heights, this one, capacity for 960 people, and the Waveform Tower, 2016 people, which can add a lot to the city. So I think they fit well in here. We had some buildings in the area already, and I think that works well. So there we go. More options for them in there. And oh, there's one more thing that I've done. Traffic was getting a little bit crazy in here. So first I've done this a little bit better so they can move there faster. And the second one, I've redid this intersection in here. So now they have a dedicated lane to turn left, dedicated lane to turn left in here, and this has no traffic at all. Put a traffic light in there as well, which we didn't have, and a roundabout in here. The only odd thing in this is because of this pedestrian road, they keep walking on the road in here. That's pretty odd, but I couldn't fix this. And we have a line of homeless people in here. I don't know if you know this, but we have a bug in the game that'll be fixed only after colossal order public holidays, and which means in August. But yeah, we get homeless people stuck everywhere and they never find a place to live. They never get relocated and they never leave the city. They just get stuck in corners like that. So hopefully we will get that sorted soon. I would love if I could do like a multi selection in there. But unfortunately, I can do this. Does this work? Oh, it does work. All right. So I guess we can remove some of the people that are stuck in here. This happened basically because I put the roundabout and had to remove one of the buildings in the corner there. Which, look at this, we could also do a little bit of, let me think, this one. Maybe a smaller brush, better strength, and then we can go in here and add some greenery at the back here. No, just one more tree over there, and happy days. Might also do a couple more in here and add some of the evergreen trees over here because we didn't have anything, and just so we have a little bit better of a mix in there. So there we go. I think this is all with you. Now have not enough customers, but we need a lot more employment for these people. So what I'm thinking about for the next episode is to replace some of the commercial with actual offices. Although the demand is not as high, I believe this will help us quite a lot. It's just odd that even though unemployment is extremely high, as you can see, we are at 35,000 people unemployed. And as you can see, this was before the update, after the update. So this is something that I would like to tackle. And since that office is a good idea because of the amounts, oh, we have 5 of 5 employees in here. All right, I'll need to remove some of these buildings. Hold on, I think, there was a bug before that office buildings were getting to a maximum of 5 employees. And that's why the unemployment has gone crazy. With the new update, this should be resolved. So I need to get in here and actually remove all of those buildings, at least the ones that we might have problems. and I'll be right back. All right, I've replaced every single office building in the city, and hopefully this has worked out. So this one, 158 people working, 180, 124, 124. Now the calculation there is done properly, so we don't have 5 employees only on a building this size. So that's what we needed. Hopefully that had, oh, look at this. Yeah, you can see how that was affecting. So we went from 35,000 to 24,000 unemployed people. So big change there, almost 10,000 people just with this fix for the office buildings in there. It's also brought a little bit more money, which is also pretty good, and happy days for us. So that'll be all for today. Education, almost everything sorted. Still can keep an eye on this and add another university, add more colleges, and make sure that we have everything that we need in the city. But I think great progress. We now have our own power production. We have better wastewater management. We have more rail yards. We have better school system, and our office industry or our offices, they are working more efficiently. So there you go. I love this episode. Quite a lot of things. We have new junctions as well. Oh, which I loved. We did some really nice ones in there. But let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you like it, if I missed anything, if you do anything different. I love when I hear from you. So, but for now, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.